I felt I could have done better than the ones I loved. Now I realize what I've done. I tested and I stepped to regret the division between us. How could I be so wrong? I'm held together by objection upon the mind. I said that I was weak. I still knew I had to try. You think I'm special? Nah, never did I believe I was. I'm disappointed that education couldn't show me something fun. And when they introduced electronic music class, took the opportunity quicker than I could pick up trash. Straight A's across the board, one B destined to pass. And I strutted around the room as teachers pet cutting my peers slack. For once I had a purpose, for once I was certain, for once I felt secure. But I still didn't have the words to describe my disposition to hurt. And in my hurt, I betrayed somewhat because they craved my attention. And I never had enough to quite fulfill that urge. And then ask myself, is there something wrong with me? The only thing I keep true to my being and lies. I tell myself today that I knew that I was right, but I felt I could have done better than the ones I loved. Now I realize what I've done. I tested and I stepped to regret the division between us. How could I be so wrong? I was the cool kid, but the stupidest. I was a bad boy, fast toy, and so foolish. Called myself a Christian, but I was too damn abusive. And I lose it, all my friends and fam. Between the music I'm leaping, I never even finished any songs. And when I did, I was just as off as in the hallways looking for a booty call. My love was ruined, my hope was ruthless. To find my flow and get lost on my coast. That shit was lucid, I'm glad I burned the notes. I had to let it go. In my greed I held a grudge, never mind to condone. You could say I was forgiven and never sit right at home. But I spent years feeling lost even though I acted go. So appalling to keep on walking, never honest or positive. Looking for excuses, always complaining about my mood swings. To break the selfish cycle, I've had to find the corrupted link and change my path upon recitals. I felt I could have done better than the ones I loved. Now I realize what I've done. I tested and I stepped to regret the division between us. How could I be so, I felt I could have done better than the ones I loved. Now I realize what I've done. I tested and I stepped to regret the division between us. How could I be so wrong? In my therapy, I practiced heresy, and I didn't know the truth. It wasn't fair to me to be so carefully deselected from the group. I was an outcast, cause I cast it out myself, never about that. I was around to be amused, and I caught myself to cruelly show you just how rude I can be to get people to talk about a fluke. And is that really all I was? Some nerve I had just to get hurt and to mess up, to be rejected because I was the one who messed up first. And then suddenly, things weren't so bleak. To have some trust in me, I would foresee the goodness prevail when I was struck to my knees. Then once again I was